This week's crashes are the type where the cars just keep coming, and you start to get a pileup, or, in the case of this pedestrian out of their vehicle, could be even worse. Let's dive right in and break it down. And before we go any further, I do want you to know everyone in these videos, they survived. Everyone made it. This one starts with a car pulling off to the right, but note that it doesn't have the full shoulder, so it's partially blocking. And anytime you see a car blocking a lane of traffic on the freeway, absolutely okay to call 911 to report it. That is a life-threatening situation, especially at freeway speeds. And keep in mind, this is happening at night, so we have a low visibility environment. And this is one where attentive driving really plays a role. The difference between your reaction of a half second or waiting longer, like this pickup, really makes a big difference. That's a 4-vehicle crash that pickup just was involved with, just caused because they braked way too late. So now we have at least 7 vehicles involved. Kudos to the semi-truck for stopping. You're starting to see pedestrians get out of their vehicles. I think, my guess, is this semi-truck driver did the right thing by stopping because they're a high-profile vehicle. More vehicles are likely to see them stopped up ahead. And so it's helped to communicate information to incoming drivers that there is stopped traffic up ahead. And that may have played a role in this one. Increases the chance of being rear-ended, but you've got pedestrians out of their cars now. Lots of debris across all lanes. Probably the right decision by this trucker. That's my guess. Love to hear your comments. Awareness as a driver also involves checking your mirrors so you know what's coming up behind you. In this case, we've got a parade of emergency vehicles, including multiple ambulances that are trying to get to the scene. Kudos to the drivers who, through it all, were able to start parting those C's to make space for these first responders. And at the end, we will have bonus tiller truck footage. That's a fascinating piece of fire equipment. That's at the end of the video. That car slid out, happens all the time, but watch the pedestrian on this one, how to make your day go from bad to much worse. The car that's sliding in started with an oversteer. Now you're looking at a massive overcorrection. So they made the mistake of oversteering, and then the bigger mistake overcorrecting, sliding instead of towards the shoulder into the median, completely losing control. The overcorrection was the worst mistake out of the oversteer. Overcorrection was worse. Incredibly, that person is back up and walking, refused an ambulance. So we reached out to State Patrol. We couldn't believe it, but they confirmed injuries here incredibly were minor. That snow absorbed a fair amount of the impact. That definitely helped. If you need to be outside of your car, limit the time outside and have your head on a swivel so you're up and looking around, and be highly visible. Wear that high visibility so people are aware there's a pedestrian out there. The theme, multiple crashes in the same spot. And think about it. Do you need to be out of your car right away exchanging information, or can you wait until police arrive and fully light up the scene? Now we go to Indiana, winter storm warning. That's a car versus a semi-truck. And Wisconsin, where 2 trucks collided into each other. Hey, we're covering Indiana and Wisconsin. We want you to know there are other crashes outside of just the state of Minnesota. Speaking of Minnesota, this is a pickup truck hauling another car. Roll over and look at just how many Minnesotans pull over. We see a lot of people stopping to help, especially when it comes to something wild like a rollover. Good news, they really look okay. One person already out, and this is only a half rollover, so good news there. Now to Seattle, car versus 3 pedestrians. Want you to know only minor injuries. And if you take a close look in the middle of the intersections, you see these yellow and black humps. That helps reduce, kind of discourages cars from going too fast. So this was a slow speed collision. Really helped reducing the chance of injury on this one. Injuries only minor. You see them getting up right away. Great news. We're on a mission to capture every crash of significance across the United States. In this one, make sure you subscribe so you stay informed and don't miss out. Now here's that absolutely enormous tiller truck making its way to this pileup. And you're going to see some close-ups of this monstrosity of a fire apparatus. Be safe out there. Take care.